Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chop and Slice. My name is Michael, and this is.
Brandon.
We are here to record Weapons 2025. Pretty brand new movie. Came out a couple weeks ago. Directed by Zach Cregger, the guy who also directed the hit horror movie Barbarian that came out in 2022, which we did record prior to this review.
That was our second review.
Second review in history. And that was an outstanding movie, so I went into this movie expecting the same thing, and pretty much, in my opinion, I do rate this movie above Barbarian. I do think this is going to be a movie that you look back on and say it's a classic. Definitely has some vibes from previous horror movies. Definitely The Shining was an inspiration here. So I do enjoy the cast: Julia Gardner, Amy Madigan, Josh Brolin, Benedict Wong. We see a little bit of Justin Long, but he just plays a cameo. Eldon Ehrenreich, who plays Paul in this movie, and Austin Abrams. They all do a pretty good job in this movie. The acting was pretty outstanding. Definitely impressive. Directing to, writing, and everything I felt was on point. Brandon, you want to get into some initial thoughts?
Yeah, I went into this movie too thinking that it was going to be as good as Barbarian, but I think the opposite. I think Barbarian is a way better film. This one, one thing I noticed is it's the movie opens up with the teacher being blamed for all the missing kids and stuff, but it never followed up with that, like, towards the end. Like, I feel like that whole town owes her a big apology, but it was just kind of pointless blaming the teacher and all that if they weren't even going to follow up on it anyway. And the movie, it keeps repeating itself because it shows it from everybody else's different perspective. And so you see a lot of the same scene over and over and over again. It just becomes long and drawn out. It doesn't really pick up the pace until the end, which the end, it was a pretty good reveal. The witch, or the aunt.
Aunt Gladys.
Aunt Gladys.
Played by Amy Madigan.
I thought that was interesting, but the movie was pretty boring. Took a while to get going. I had higher expectations. Maybe it would have been better if Justin Long had been one of the main cast members, but
Yeah, he always makes a movie better.
no, yeah, always.
So yeah, there's like two totally opposite opinions on this. You either love it or you don't. There's really no in between on it. I'm on the camp that loves it. I like the different perspectives. I feel like that's pretty something you really never have seen before in recent memory. Maybe another movie has done it. None that I can tell. There were some pretty good scares too. Some creepy scenes in this movie, definitely. Aunt Gladys is pretty creepy. I felt like it was a pretty well produced movie. Maybe it was a little bit too long. They could have cut maybe 10-20 minutes out of it. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. I've seen it twice. The first time was definitely a little bit better, just because you didn't know going into it what was going on with the kids that went missing. But the reveal is pretty cool. I think they could have maybe come up with something better, but I do like the idea of it being a witch who is using the kids to keep herself alive and in power. I do like that idea.
Kind of like Hocus Pocus.
A little bit, except they drained the kids slower, I guess. And some of the kids, they said, came back. Some of the kids didn't, so that's kind of interesting. Josh Brolin, I feel like his performance was probably the best in the movie. I do like his character, Archer. But the best chapter, I would say, is definitely James, played by Austin Abrams. He did an incredible job here, too. All the characters really did a very good job. All the actors, I mean, did a very good job playing the characters. You could kind of, it was realistic in that way, even with an unrealistic, a witch. Obviously they're not real, but it felt like something that could happen, I guess, in a weird way. So
It is, the movie does kind of throw you through a loop. I went into this movie not expecting anything. I didn't even watch the trailer for this movie, so I went into this movie completely clueless about what it's even about. And it throws you through a loop because the whole time as these kids are missing, you think it's like some sort of supernatural force, like a spirit or something that's possessing them. But then later on you find out, oh, it's a witch. So,
which does fall though under supernatural, I'd say.
but it's not like a ghost.
Ghost
Like
or
I thought
no.
it was like a ghost or a demon or
Yeah,
of some sort.
yeah. I think it was filmed pretty well. I mean, there's more in-depth stuff we could talk about, but we're gonna keep this review, at normal length. But for the most part, this movie, you either like it or you don't. If it doesn't entertain you, that's fine. It kept me entertained pretty much. I really were drawn to a lot of the characters. I really do like Paul. He's the cop in this movie. I did enjoy his character as well. Like, all the characters were enjoyable. And it just felt real. There was a couple comedy spots too, some funny moments in this movie. Would I say it's like super scary? Not really. Aunt Gladys is creepy, but it's not overall like super scary. And there's also some gory scenes in this movie, especially at the end when the kids rip her body apart. That's probably the best moment of the movie. It's one of my favorite movies, and that chase scene is hilarious.
Did have a pretty good jump scare. It did get me.
Oh yeah, there was a good jump scare in there. A couple dream sequences that kind of felt like Nightmare on Elm Street-esque a little bit. Yeah, some creepy stuff, but overall it's not like The Conjuring or anything. So
Oh hell no! Which that review is going to be coming very soon.
very,
Very
soon.
soon.
Very soon. Because it's already out in theaters by the time you guys hear this. So yeah, this movie, it's gonna fall off a little bit, but I hope more people watch it, more they, are drawn to it. I thought it was a very good film. I mean, very solid. Probably my favorite horror movie of the year so far. I don't think anything I've watched edges it out this year in terms of brand new horror. So this is definitely up here if you want to label it even horror. It's not. It's more of a thriller, kind of mystery.
I don't know what new horror movies I've seen this year. Well, besides the ones that like I just saw Smile 2 this year, but that wasn't
I know what you did
released
last summer.
Okay, yeah,
This was much better. Yeah, I can't think of anything else we've really seen brand new.
That was released this year.
Yeah, but
I saw Smile 2 for the first time this year, so really for me, Smile 2 is the horror movie of the year for me, even though it wasn't released this year, but just the new ones that I've seen this year. But
I would recommend this movie. It's very solid. To a new viewer, obviously, if you're listening to this and, it's been spoiled, but I would say it would have been better to go into this movie not even watching the trailer. It doesn't reveal too much, but it does reveal some things. So it'd probably be better just to go into it blind. If you're going to introduce a buddy to it, a friend, etc., it's a better movie to go into blind. And yeah, I mean, the witch stuff is cool. They might be doing a prequel on it. We'll see. I mean, I'm not dying for one. Aunt Gladys was a unique character, and I felt like she's a good horror, like a good, not an icon, but a good solid horror villain that's interesting enough to hold a movie together. So I give props to Zach Kreger on that, and it's an interesting storytelling, and I think it's told very well. And also, the child actor I felt was really good in this movie. Kerry Christopher, who plays Alex Lilly, thought he did an incredible job. He's more of the main character than even Julia Garner. I mean, she was more of a heavier presence on screen, but it's more centered around Alex Lilly and his family, and what's happening to him, basically being marched around by the witch, used as a pawn in this movie. So, but yeah, there's some interesting shots, and the nightmare sequences are good. Overall, I love this movie. It's super solid. To me, it's rewatchable. I probably won't watch it for a while later on, but I mean, very interesting concept though. So, Brandon, any final thoughts on Weapons?
I just wish it was as good as Barbarian. I mean, I'd never heard of this director before, and I was very impressed by Barbarian, and I was really hoping that he would have done something that would have like really like wowed us. I mean, I guess I kind of go for more of the shock value of movies. Like I want to like see something that I'll always remember. Like I'll always remember that creepy thing that lived in that basement,
Yeah.
There's really nothing memorable here, so it's not a movie that's going to stick with me. So,
all right.
If you want to get down to the ratings.
Yep. I will rate this movie, Weapons. Initially, on the first watch, I was thinking about giving it a 9.5. I'm going to give it here a 9 out of 10. Super solid movie. Like I said, the runtime was just a little bit long on a second watch. First watch, I didn't really notice it, but second, it gets a little long in the tooth, so I feel like they could have cut it down 10, 20 minutes. Would have helped out greatly, especially for the people that don't like this movie. So, get Brandon, your...
Yeah, so like I said, I do admire like creativity. I admire the new idea of shooting it from different perspectives, and I understand the storytelling, and you gotta set the stage for what's about to happen as things unfold. But the problem is when you spend too much time doing that, it kind of starts to take you out of the movie and you kind of lose interest. And that's what happened to me, especially with this really long runtime. Like I said, it should have been shortened by at least 30 minutes.
I agree. Not 30, but...
30 minutes. All that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a solid 3. So
with that being said, that gives it a official Chop and Slice rating, 12 out of 20. All right, guys, that will do it for Weapons 2025.
Above average. Sorry, we would have had this out a bit sooner, but we've had to go back and
There's
record this.
Yeah, some technical errors that happens. It happens, and well, we're happy we could bring it out to you guys this time. The Chop and Slice fan base.
And
like, subscribe, and comment if you want to see more.
And we also have Hostel and Conjuring Last Rites coming.
Conjuring first, probably, but
we'll see.
All right, guys, so that will do it for us. And
that'll wrap it up.
So remember, set your alarms to 2:17. See you guys later. Peace.